this out, so if you bear with me, I will get this out so people know I am live and we can get people in the chat. So let's do this. X, and then we'll do this. Copy link. We'll go to Facebook. Okay, so I'm here now. So Sunday in Japan, which would be late, which would be Saturday morning, or Saturday evening into morning here, because it's A, across the international date line, and B, they're exactly about 12 to 13 hours ahead of us. Ended, and I want to talk a little bit about some stuff. First off, if you didn't think that Hayden Christensen was going to be in Ahsoka season 2, you're kind of special, kind of stupid. Obviously, he was. The idea of Rory McCann taking over the role of Baylan Skoll for the late Ray Stevenson is a great thing. They found the perfect actor. I'm sure the idea of having a masculine man in any role at Lucasfilm has got to be making Kennedy just go. So, good. I'm for it. What else? We've got a new Maul Underworld animated series, Maul Shadow Lord, coming out. I'm like, meh. I don't get into how great characters look. That is not me. Oh, that's cool. Jonathan, I didn't know that. I didn't see it. We're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about Star Wars. So, okay, the Maul animated series. He's not one of my favorite characters in Star Wars. He's dead. Let him be dead. Okay. I mean, kind of getting sick of, you wake up and Palpatine's alive. How the hell did that happen? I mean, and if you're going to bring Palpatine back, bring Han Solo back. Bring Leia back, okay? So, anyway, I was not really wowed by that. I guess this season of Visions looks good. I personally can't wait to see the Underworld series of animated shorts. Yeah, well, we will get them, I think. I know some things about The Mandalorian and Grogu, and we are going to get, they're not going to waste cameos or appearances by any characters that people really do care about on the TV show, except for Luke, because they put him in The Mandalorian. But there's that. But I do know we're going to have major appearances by, I think, all of the big three, and it's gonna be. I was told it's going to make me cry, so I'm all for it. And okay, what else is going on? What else happened? They did Ahsoka. We know. He crawled back to X. I've said this before. I'll say it again. Ever since The Last Jedi, Mark has lost. Mark has lost his mind. I think if you look at the pictures of him and his behavior, he went from being a whacked out actor to batshit crazy. Okay. And honestly, I gotta say something else. When you find out LeBron James and Jennifer Lopez, etc., were paid for their political endorsements, is Mark getting paid? Is you know, are any of them getting paid? There's a question. So there's that. What else is going on? With celebration. So we've got, now this is interesting. We've got the Patty Jenkins Rogue Squadron movie. We've been told by different sources it's back. The writer of the script that she wanted to film in the first place was never told. So I don't know where that is. But we've got Sean Levy doing Starfighter. What? If we're gonna do Rogue Squadron, why do we need Starfighter? And look, this is my opinion. Okay. I don't believe we'll ever see a Sean Levy movie with or without Ryan Gosling, unless it's got Jon Favreau and Mandalorian and Grogu do well enough for them to actually make that movie. Okay. I don't see them giving money out for a movie about something that doesn't really matter at the moment, when they've got to fix the sequel era, and they've got Heir to the Empire that apparently Dave is writing to worry about. Okay, so we've got that. What else is going on with that? So we've got let's see, Ahsoka, Andor. So tomorrow night at 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, the first 3 episodes of Andor are dropping. And they're dropping 3 episodes at a time. And there's going to be a story arc in all of them. Okay. This was 5 seasons, shrunk down to 4. And then shrunk down to 1 season. And that's about what is going on. I did talk with some people. Hey, say Sci-Fi Universe. And your point? Why did you? All right. Did you see her on the Mandalorian panel? Did you see her on the Andor panel? No. She made 1 fucking appearance and then she vanished. I will get to that, okay? Anyway, I was told that it is going to be woke. Andor will have wokeification. Things it doesn't need in it. Again, we're going to have, the stalker dude, the lesbians, stuff that look doesn't add. No, she wasn't just there. It's over. She showed up for an hour and is gone. Can I finish what I'm talking about? Thank you. And it's look, I am going to watch Andor, so you guys don't have to, and then we can trash it together. Okay, I know people like it, and that's fine. I don't allow myself to get carried away in the plot holes. I mean, why does Andor stop looking for his sister? Okay? The whole thing where he shows up on that planet and gets himself in trouble with the cops, why did he just quit looking for his sister? And then Fiona Shaw and her, look, that old bitch looks like she smells, first off. I mean, she's a cow, all right? So yeah, Andor, they're talking about it. It looks to me that Tony Gilroy has been basically kind of kissing Jon Favreau's ass. John was there, I think, all 3 days. They didn't show him on any ending day panels, but Kennedy did not show up at all. I mean, she made a bunch of irrelevant statements after when she, introduced Starfighter, which looks gay, and then she kind of, I think she said something about the Rey movie, which is never going to be made, and the Dawn of the Jedi movie, and something else, and that was it. Okay, I think, did she talk about Rogue Squadron? I don't know, but I think I saw someone say something that. But the moment she's gone and they start talking Mando and Grogu, all of that just disappeared. All of that just disappeared. Well, they're not going to get any of that movie back, Anthony. That's for sure. I mean, or that money back. I mean, Andor might be a critics darling, but I guarantee you, you're going to see people basically like me trashing it, and with good reason, because it's going to suck. I'm not looking forward to it. $650 million, that's enough to make 3 Star Wars movies that would probably be well received. Yet, here we are, right? And, but I want to go back to Kennedy. It shows you how irrelevant she is now. That she can show up, say some stupid shit, leave, and nobody talks about it. Nobody walked away talking about the Rey movie, even though I've been told by people who love drama that the big channels can't stop talking about it. And, there is some something that makes sense when you think how much the big channels and Kennedy need each other. If she's not there, they have nothing to talk about. If she's not there making shitty TV shows and shitty movies, they've got nothing to talk about. I mean, Geeks and Gamers went from a fairly, I think they were the size of my channel, to millions of viewers, millions of subscribers, because of The Last Jedi. Okay. Jeremy isn't a fan. He stuck his nose out, looked around, realized everybody hated The Last Jedi, and then he decided he hated it too. And the same thing with everybody else. I mean, and Kennedy needs them so she can continue to pretend that she's relevant. And they keep her relevant, right? I mean, so anyway, and it's like this, I have a friend who has a fairly small channel, and they decided to monetize it just to see how much money that's made. And unless you play the algorithm, which means you're not necessarily going to tell the truth, you're not necessarily going to put information out there that's valuable to people, unless you play the algorithm, you're going to get screwed. And the experiment was really interesting because it told me that the YouTube algorithm isn't necessarily helpful to channels that are doing good things. It's helpful to channels that put out all kinds of information, false and otherwise, and feed on rage porn. So, oofta, that's hot. I'm drinking my mushroom coffee. So there it is. And you know, nothing you can do about it. So I was very surprised at that. How little money, how little money that is made if you're saying something positive. All right, I'm very. I was shocked that, and so that person is going to quit being monetized because it's not worth it. If people get upset at them for telling the truth and doing the right thing, fine, fuck them. So there's that. Kennedy disappeared on at Celebration, did not show up for anything else, and her husband is in Boston doing a documentary on a marathoner, a woman, because you couldn't just do a documentary on, I don't know, a Kenyan runner or somebody else. It has to be a woman because Kennedy. And it's pretty silly. All right, so maybe she's with him, but let me tell you about flying to Japan or flying around the Pacific Ocean. I have flown to Japan from DC. Let me tell you, it is the longest flight. And when you get to Japan, and let's say you gotta go to Seoul, South Korea, the jet lag you have is the worst jet lag that you can imagine. It's worse going west than it is going east, because you not only lose hours, you lose a day. Okay, you go east. It's for some reason I'm a little bit more. She wasn't at the Mandu and Grogu. She stood there when Favreau walked out with Sigourney Weaver. They looked at those robots, and then she was gone. She didn't sit down to talk about it. But if you fly east, it's easier. And if you fly from Korea, Seoul, to Narita, to Honolulu, that's worse than flying to Seoul from San Francisco. Okay, just for your knowledge. We went to Honolulu for our 10th anniversary from Korea, and I couldn't keep awake. I wanted to go to sleep. I was so tired, and I was tired the whole time. I was absolutely miserable there. So, she probably flew in to Narita, maybe even that day, the day before, did the opening of Star Wars Celebration announced Starfighter, blathered on about other movies that won't be made, and then disappeared. All right, because she might have been out there when John walked out with the robots and the droids from Mando and Grogu, but she wasn't there for the rest of it. So I kind of wanted to talk about this because, again, I want to say this. You could see when she left, nothing about anything she said came up anymore. All right? I don't, when you go there, you're so discombobulated. Jonathan, when you fly to Japan, it's like you can't think straight. You almost have to be there a week before you're like on Japanese time, all right? And I think Korea is more even more, it's even worse, okay? They're like an hour away. Well, we'll just see, Jonathan, we'll just see what happens. I thought for sure they were going to say something about her leaving. But the interesting thing is during the Mando and Grogu sit down, he very defiantly said, I'm not going anywhere. I'm here to stay. So she said the same thing, but when she left, all gone. Nobody cared. All right, she got a very subdued but polite applause from the Japanese. They're not going to be nasty like we are. She's not going to get booed off the stage. But still, how irrelevant is it of when she shows up, spews a bunch of stuff, announces a movie with an actor I don't particularly care for because I think he's a little pussy, and a guy, I guess Sean Levy is a good filmmaker, but I just don't care about this. I don't really know anybody who does. I mean, I've seen people say this looks good, but there's not even a script. Just like the Ray movie, Levy hasn't put a script out. And it's really funny how triggered people get. I mean, no, he's going to be the head of Lucasfilm, Anthony. And that's why Oscar Isaac canceled his appearance. Because Favreau said, I don't want you coming here. And he meant it, and Oscar Isaac canceled. Kennedy invited Isaac. Favreau said, sayonara, get out, you're not coming. So that's where we're at. And it's just really interesting. A lot of stuff and a lot of timing going on. There's been some things that have happened to a great friend of this channel that is Kennedy's doing, because my friend was told by the people he was going to go and do a talk to that she was the one who pulled the plug. So she's scared, the real word's coming out. She's scared what's going on behind the scenes at Lucasfilm is coming, bubbling to the surface, and she's getting her revenge on people. Okay, she really is. You know, it's really interesting to me as we go along through this, how she's now striking out at people that have nothing to do with the reason why she's done at Lucasfilm. All right, it's her failures. She's the one that screwed up. All right, you know, I know you guys know the clip from Frasier where Frasier goes to Niles. I've got news for you. Copernicus called, and you are not the center of the universe. All right, she's finding that out, and she can't handle it. She's a narcissist, and it's obvious. I think her husband is too. In fact, let me explain what I think is going on. He's the one telling her what to do. He's the one. She's not coming up with all this by herself. You know, so, no, he didn't say that. He didn't say that. He's, I mean, from what Sparrow told Kamran, John has no more fucks left to give. And was like, you're not coming. You're not fucking coming. We're done. Okay. The reason why, again, is because he does not want a movie that's never going to be made, the Rey movie, overshadowing Mando and Grogu, overshadowing Ahsoka. Okay? He doesn't care about Andor because Andor's going to show up. We're going to get it for 6 weeks. It's going to be it's probably going to be a movie long. So you're going to be watching TV for like 2 hours a night. I mean, look if this format works. I would say do that for every Star Wars show. I would. Anyway, I don't want to be on long. I'm losing my voice. So you guys have a good afternoon. And, you know, look at Star Wars Celebration and think about what you're not seeing. Look at the subtext. She shows up on opening day. She's up there on the stage for a half hour. And then she disappeared. Never to be seen again at Celebration. And when I mean it was a subdued celebration, yeah, I know Sci-Fi Universe, your point. Yeah, we've known that for 3 years. We've all known that. Can I finish what I'm saying? Okay, thank you. The subtext is Kennedy is leaving. Look at how subdued Celebration was. I went back and did some searching around on Star Wars Celebration. Star Wars Celebration in 2012. Very subdued, not a lot to talk about. Then they sold Lucasfilm. So if you get the feeling, like I got, like something big is happening at Lucasfilm, it is. It's what they're not saying. It's what they're not saying. Okay. The big thing, the elephant sitting in the room, is Kennedy leaving. And she can say she's not going anywhere. But what I think what John, I think what's going to happen, let me go back. I think Kennedy got so pissed off at being told she was retiring And her "I'm not going anywhere" statement is she's not leaving filmmaking. She's just not going to make movies for Lucasfilm anymore. And she won't be part of it anymore. She won't be leading it. Let's see. Hi, Dan. Oh, Hollywood is LA. I look at her. No, they won't. I mean, look, she's married to a filmmaker. He will add her to the production staff and add her name in any movie he's making. And that's how that'll happen. She was all upset because, basically it was insinuated she was retiring. That's not what Matt Bellany said in the first leak. He said she was leaving Lucasfilm. Oh no, he won't. He won't. Frank, my run-in with Frank told me he's the guy, he's the brains of the operation. She is not. She's a flibberty gibbet. All right, she is completely airheaded. But anyway, look, I gotta go. The subtext is something big is happening, and you can feel it now. Something big, and it's good. So, anyway, I'm glad you showed up, Dan. Thank you. Well, it doesn't matter, okay, what she thinks she is or whether she's retiring or going to do other things. She just won't be the head of Lucasfilm. And as far as I can tell, after Celebration, she's not the head of Lucasfilm anymore. Just in name only. But anyway, I gotta rock. You guys have a good afternoon. And if anything happens, like we get a Sparrow scoop, I'll be back.